Hello! Today I'm going to be talking about Cinder by Marissa Meyer, this absolutely amazing futuristic sci-fi fairy tale retelling. And that was a mouthful. This series is absolutely amazing. I'm actually reading the fourth book in the series, Winter, at the moment. But I just thought I would mention this one first because obviously you can't really talk about the first one without the fourth one without talking about the first one first. I just really loved this book. I thought it was absolutely amazing from the beginning. You've got this whole new sci-fi world where they live in this place called New Beijing, and it's on Earth, and then opposite that you've got Luna, which is the kind of moon country, I think, and it's by these people who have these very mind manipulative powers that can control people and use them for their own kind of purposes. I really like this book. I just loved all the characters. You've got Cinder, who is basically Cinderella, if you hadn't guessed from the enormous shoe on the front of the book. She is actually a cyborg, so she had an accident when she was very little, and she's got a metal hand and a metal foot because she was kind of repaired. And there are a lot of cyborgs in this world. It's quite a common thing. But Cinder is living with her stepmother and her two stepsisters, Peony, who is the younger sister, who was very sweet and she really got along well with Cinder, and Pearl, who's her other stepsister, who is quite very much on her mother's side, does what her mother wants, and she's quite vile to Cinder as well. I think not so much as the actual stepmother is, of course, but yeah, but she wasn't a very nice character in this book anyway. But you've got Kai, who's the prince, and he's going to be soon to be the emperor, and this whole world, or this earthen world, is trying to tackle the enormous plague that's broken out across, and it's causing people a lot of grief, and it's killing, unfortunately, a lot of people, including Kai's father, who was the emperor as well. He recently comes to die of it, and unfortunately when Cinder takes her little sister Peony to this kind of dump to find some parts for Aiko, who is her own kind of personal android that they have in their house, in their home, she manages to pass on the plague to her little sister, which is really sad. And I just really liked the relationship she had with Peony, so I thought it was really sad when, unfortunately, there will be spoilers, but unfortunately when she dies of it. So yeah, I thought that was really quite tragic, but really quite well done with the way she described all of the symptoms that they had, and Cinder's relationship with her little sister, or her stepsister, who she's become quite fond of. And they're very much into this kind of modern thing of falling in love with the prince, and all of the girls kind of swoon over him. And Cinder doesn't come to do that until later on, until she actually gets the chance to meet him, which I thought was quite strange but quite interesting at the same time, because you've got the whole fairy tale thing where usually you have it where they fall straight in love with them, but I thought it was quite interesting how in this book you didn't actually get her running away with the prince or anything like that, but it was a kind of twisted version of the fairy tale, which I thought was really, really, really interesting. Yeah, I loved her relationship with Kai, when Kai keeps coming to her little workplace to see her, and she's a mechanic and she's fixing his android, which he needs her to do. He asks her to fix his android because it's got kind of secretive information on it that he wants to find, but the android is unfortunately broken. And he is actually looking for information about this missing Princess Celine. And as soon as this happened, as soon as he said he was looking for Princess Celine, I knew straight away, as any other person probably reading this book would know, that it would obviously be Cinder, our main protagonist. because that's just the most likely thing to happen, isn't it? But yeah, I knew straight away. I was just really excited to see how that all kind of came out in the course of the story and in the rest of the books, because I'd kind of bought all the books straight away because I'd heard so many good things about them, so I bought them as a kind of a package deal. And I've got the rest of them here, and I've got Winter on my bed over there somewhere as well. Unfortunately, Cinder is also, when her little sister dies, Cinder is sent away to be kind of tested on with other cyborgs who have had the same thing in this kind of testing program to find an immunity or a cure for this plague. And unfortunately, because of the cyborg history, where cyborgs haven't been helpful to their society at all, cyborgs like Cinder are tested on and used as test subjects in order to find a cure. And this is where Cinder meets Dr. Erland. She is forced into it. She is not happy at all, but she later comes to find that she's actually can grow fond of him, and that he becomes kind of like a father figure, which I thought was really cool, because she doesn't really have parents. And I just really liked how the way she kind of managed to grow a little relationship with him, like a father-daughter relationship, sorry. And later on in the course of the book, he finds out that she is, through her testing, that she's actually the missing princess. And he tells her, and Cinder is forced to keep this to herself, even from Kai, who obviously is looking for the truth. She's quite shocked by it herself and doesn't know how to handle the truth of what she is or who she is, because she is also the niece of this evil queen Lavana has been causing all these problems in the first place. I won't go into too much detail on that straight away, but I just love the way it all comes out. I love the relationships between Kai as he gets to know Cinder, and they get fond of each other, and he starts to flirt with her, and he asks her to the ball later on. But unfortunately, when he realises that she is actually a cyborg, he's like, nope, I can't handle this, and he realises that she's lied to him, and he feels quite betrayed and angry, and he doesn't want to talk to her or say anything else or continue what's going on between them because of that. But obviously Cinder knows the truth, that she's the missing princess, and that she could end this power that Lavana has over this whole world by forming an alliance that isn't between the Queen and Kai, but between herself and Kai later on. I just love it. I'm just really excited, and there's so much to it, and I really recommend reading it and reading the rest of the series as well, because it gets better and better. All the characters kind of come together in a really clever way. Like, each of these books represent their individual stories really well, but they all link in with each other's stories as well, which I think was just made it amazing. And I loved reading all of these books so far. And Winter, I'm about halfway, nearly 3/4 of the way through, but it's quite a chunky book. But it's a really good book, and just a really good series, and I can't get enough of it. So I'll have more on that later when I do my little talks about Scarlet and Cress as well. But yeah, I definitely recommend it, so please go and have a look at it. I'll see you later. Bye.